Good morning, I'm Coach Joshua. We're live from the QuaraTEAM. It's Monday morning and we've got a burner. We're doing time sets today. And so we're going to do a nice warm up to stretch out and sort of make sure our body's ready to really work, because we've got an endurance set today. And my stories for this month are all about everyday heroes. And if you remember, several years ago now, several catastrophes ago, Japan was hit with a typhoon. And they had a lot of problems that occurred, and there was lots of issues with their power plants. But one of the many issues, there are many problems that the country was facing, was the quick submersion of some of their villages and towns. Obviously, they lost a lot of people. And one of their locals, who is a surfer and a recreational diver, named Hidekai Akawi. I'm sure I butchered that, but this gentleman was a recreational diver, and he had some scuba gear. And he also had his family that he couldn't find, so he put on his scuba tanks, mask and goggles, and swam out during the typhoon, during the flooding, to find his family. And when you think about going for a swim in these conditions, I've never been in a monsoon or never been in a typhoon or a tidal wave, but imagine like debris and pieces of buildings and mud and all kinds of cloudiness in the water that he's trying to swim through to rescue people. And he's used to hanging out with octopuses and taking pictures underwater. It's a completely different thing. But he actually ends up finding his mom and his grandmother and rescuing them. And he spends the next several days going on these short dives to find people and pull people out of the wreckage. And he does that for about a week. And you see, a very heroic effort and a very noble thing that he did. But he took what he already had, which was his hobby, and he applied it to help the people in need at the time. And I like that story because we all have something, we all have some way to contribute. Right now we have an opportunity to connect. And I've seen people post they're using their sewing machines to make masks for their community, for people who need masks and don't know how to make their own. I see people using Zoom to create get-togethers and hangouts, and that's really exciting and awesome too. And all this creativity, leveraging what you have and what your strengths are and what the moment needs, it's impactful not just to the people that you're helping with, whether a mask or the social connectivity, but it's also a huge benefit to have a sense of service. And I feel like everybody has that opportunity now, and I know everybody watching this is already serving to the max, whether it's through your community, through your family, or through your other social networks. Everybody here is really putting their shoulder to the wheel, so to speak. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Now we're going to be like everyday heroes, and we're going to work out. We're going to do our cardio. We're going to get our butts moving for this time circuit, and we're going to have some fun. So we're going to start off with some inchworms. So we're going to stretch out our hamstrings, and we're going to get mobilized here. I'm going to walk out into a full plank, and then I'm going to walk back. I'm pretty tight, so I'm moving kind of slow. I'm going to do my first few pretty slow. Full plank. Come back. We're going to do 5. On my third one, I'm going to add a push-up, get a little bit more blood pumping. We're going to do 5 inchworms, leading with the hips. Awesome. Now we're going to do a Cossack stretch. So I'm going to take a knee, kick out my leg. I'm going to stretch by sitting on my heel, rocking forward, back and forth, stretching. I'm going to go 10 reps here. Loosening up that groin. And once I've done 10 reps, I'm going to lift and tap that foot. So I'm going to rise up, both elbows locked. 5, 6, 7. When did my leg get so heavy? Now I'm going to the other side. Going back and forth 10 reps again. Sitting on that foot, stretching that. Toes dorsiflexed, ankles dorsiflexed, meaning pulled, my foot is pulled towards me. On the 10th one, lift and tap. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yes, happy hips. Okay. Now I'm going to be lying on my back for this one. We're going to do a lying hamstring mobility. So my goal here is to have one foot or both legs locked out the whole time. I'm going to drop one to the floor at a time, and when I do that, I'm going to keep both of my legs locked. I'm going to hold my high leg in place with my hands, dropping down, touching the ground with that foot, switching over, dropping the other leg down, trying to keep my spine neutral, and again, that quad locked. The reason why we're keeping that quad flexed is because when you force a muscle to relax, its antagonist or its opposite, or sorry, when you force a muscle to flex, its antagonist or its opposite must relax. So we continue to mobilize that hamstring just by flexing that quad. Oh, a lot going on there. I'm a little tight. 4. Okay, we're going to go 5 per side. Stretching out those hammies. Excellent. Now we're going to go to my new favorite stretch, the pretzel. So I'm going to be on my side. My left hip is going to be on the ground. My left shoulder on the ground. My left hand will grab my right leg. My right hand will grab my left leg. And I'm going to pull my left knee behind me. I'm going to touch my high shoulder and my right shoulder to the ground. I feel like a pretzel. I look like a pretzel. Whew. We're going to take 5 slow breaths here in this position. Whew. Oh. On that 5th breath, we're going to relax and switch sides. So my right shoulder will be on the ground now. I'll grab my left leg with my right hand, my right leg in my left hand, and I'm going to let that left shoulder try and touch the ground. Going for 5 big breaths here. Breathing. And I'm continuing to let that high shoulder drop towards the floor. If you're very flexible, you're already there. If you're like me and like most of us, this is a little bit of work. So I'm going to breathe. Try to keep my face relaxed. Breathe through this. Whew. Keep my my right knee pulling back behind me a little bit further. Opening up that side body. One more breath. Wow. Okay, that's a reinvigorating stretch to say the least. All right, so now we're going to practice the events for our timed circuit. So we're going to have 5 exercises. We're going to do 10 reps of each. Now, if you have a weight, if you have a kettlebell, you could do kettlebell swings. If you don't have a kettlebell, if you have a cat or a dumbbell or a medicine ball, you could do deadlifts. So I'll demonstrate both of those activities for you right now. If you have a kettlebell, you're going to go ahead and start to warm up the hinge by stepping in front of it. And then if you don't have any weights, you could just do body weight squats while we do our warm-ups for this. I'm going to reach my hips back, and I'm going to touch that kettlebell, but I'm going to bend my knees just enough to allow my chest to stay above my hips and my hips to be below my chest with my shin almost vertical. Touching that kettlebell behind me, squeezing my glutes to drive my hips forward, doing 10 reps, back, forth, back, forth. On the 10th one, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to stand over the kettlebell. My butt is going to drop back, do the exact same thing. It'll be a little bit easier to stay higher now because the kettlebell's in my center of gravity. My ankles are on either side of the handle of the kettlebell. I'm going to do 10 more reps just like this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now that I've touched it, I'm going to do a full-on kettlebell deadlift. And again, you can just do body weight squats if you don't have anything. Picking it up, putting it back down. I'm going to do 10 reps of the deadlift. Driving the hips forward. When I'm exhaling and standing up, I want to force the air out. That's going to tense my abs a little bit to give me a little bit more power out of each breath and each rep. Okay, so we've done some practice reps, we've done some kettlebell deadlifts, and now we're going to do the kettlebell swing, which we'll be doing for sets of 10 during our timed event. So, dropping my hips back, chest is up. I'm going to tilt the kettlebell towards me, and then I'm going to pitch that kettlebell back behind me, and I'm going to explode up, and that's going to be my first swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right. Now, in addition to that, we've got a bunch of body weight exercises. So we'll start with the prisoner squat. So I'm going to have my elbows back, hands behind my head, squeezing my shoulder blades together as I drop into a normal squat. Feet shoulder width apart, chest up, down, up, driving those glutes forward, cracking that walnut in my butt cheeks. 3, 4, we're going to do 10 reps. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. So, we've got overhead press. Good. If you have your weights, awesome. If you don't, you can grab a cat. You can have no weights. That's perfectly fine. But you're still going to drive up to the ceiling and stretch those lats, build those shoulders. But if you have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, I'm going to use one kettlebell and I'm going to press directly overhead, letting those biceps come next to my ears. We'll do 10 reps here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now we're going to do the crossbody mountain climber. So, traditional mountain climber, your shoulders are going to be past your wrists in a plank position. I'm going to go left elbow to right knee, Right elbow to left knee. So I'm going back and forth, pushing through my pinkies. Just touching 5 per side for a total of 10. No big deal. And then the knee grab, we'll do 10 reps of this. And I've got a mat. Hopefully you have something soft at home so you don't get a rug burn on your butt. Moving forward, I'm going to throw my hands from my chest to my shins, kicking it out, back in, out. 3, 4. You don't have to let your head touch the ground, just your shoulders. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ha! So that's the drill. Swings, squats, overhead press, mountain climber, knee grabs. Yes. So we're going to have 10 minutes to do this as fast as we can. Or as many good reps as we can. Sorry. As fast as your good form will allow you. How about that? So we're going to go from top to bottom. I'm going to go at my pace. So if you're going faster than me, great. If you are going slower than me, no problem. I have to drink water. I have to take breaks. We'll have time after the 10-minute period to rest. So try to keep your rest periods to as little as you need to be effective. So if you need 30 seconds of rest, great. 20 seconds of rest, great. If you're not resting, that's fine too. I'll tell you when the break starts. I'll tell you when the timer is up. We are going to get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're off to the races. And we're swinging, or you're squatting. 4, 5, 6. If you're swinging, let that kettlebell come underneath you, pull you over, so you can be explosive on the way up. 10 reps, prisoner squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, chest up, elbows apart, 10. Overhead press. 1. When you're going overhead, keep your glutes on. Keep your abs tight. Exhale on the way up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mountain climbers. Crossbody. 5 on each side for a total of 10. Push it through the pinkies of your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Knee grabs. On my back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Whole body moves together. It's not one and then the other. Everything is working at the same time. Staying strong. Whew. Round 1 done. Grabbing a little O2 and some water. Back to the swing. Butt down, chest up, pitch, explode. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling every time. 5, 6. If you're counting out loud into a microphone, it helps. Exhaling when you do it. 9, 10. Prisoner squat. Focusing on posture. Toes out, drop it down in the squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Overhead press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Glutes on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mountain climbers. Crossbody. Good that, keep that butt high, but not too high. Shoulder height. 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5. Nice work. Back to the knee grab. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0. Yes. All right. 2 rounds. We've got 5 minutes, 40 seconds left. This is my 3rd round. Going into the kettlebell swing again. Butt back, chest up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to open the jar. 6, 7 with your shoulders. 9, 10. It's something that you do when you're doing a push-up. You kind of open the pickle jar with your shoulder but not your wrist. You do that in a push-up, but you also do that in a kettlebell swing as well. Keeping those lats engaged. Prisoner squat. 2. Try to keep that calm appearance. Elbows back. 6, 7. Squeezing the glutes on the way up. 10. Awesome. Going into the overhead press. Keep breathing. Exhale as you push. Inhale on the way down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Whew. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0. Moving through. Mountain climbers. Push it to the pinky. Hips at the same height as your shoulders. 4, 5. And then back to the knee grab. We have 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. If you're Francie, you're probably on round 5 by now. No worries. Coach Josh, just getting used to this conditioning. Excited to grow as a person through this time of increased cardio and lung capacity being required of him. 2 more reps. Yes. Back to the top. Back to your kettlebell swing. Can't remember if this is set 3 or 4 for me. This would be 4. All right. Butt back, chest up, shin vertical, like a good deadlift. Pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ha. From the swing to the squat, 2 leg drills back to back. You might feel that, might not. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So good. Overhead press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Crossbody mountain climber. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the knee grab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hey, that was really good. 4 rounds, 50 seconds left. That's enough time to get another set in. Only if it's a good set. Last set. Good set. Oh yeah. Finish strong, warriors. 30 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ha! 10 seconds remaining. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Way to go, warriors. See Heather training to the buzzer. Nice. Okay, let that heart rate come down. Grab some water. Now, we're going to keep the swings. We're going to switch out some of our other drills. So, where we were doing the squat, we'll now do a lateral lunge with a heel tap. So we're going to step out, cross the hands, touch that heel, step into it, step back, touch the heel. The reason why we're touching the heel is so that our hip drops backwards so that we don't just squat down. Want that hip to get back, stretching that hamstring and groin at the same time. So we'll do that for 5 on each side. Then we'll do 10 reps of the swimmer. So we're going to be on the ground here, reaching out, pulling in, out, in. And my hands aren't going to touch the ground, but I will keep my fingertips spread to really put tension to the triceps and the forearms. We're also going to do a grasshopper variation right after that. So we just did the swimmer. We're going to do 10 reps, 5 per side of the grasshopper. And so grasshopper is, actually, I'm going to need that, so I'm going to get mindful of my space. A grasshopper is like you're in a plank, and I'm going to keep my leg locked. I'm going to kind of sweep it out to the side, kind of like a little breakdancing move. Touch my knee to my elbow. Whereas traditionally with a grasshopper we would be with a bent foot or bent knee. This one we're going to keep the leg straight. So that's really going to build up the abs. It's also going to stretch the hip. You're going to feel that when you sweep your leg out to the side. And then finally we're going to end it with an alt leg V-up where you're on your back. You're going to kick up to the sky, leg locked. You're going to touch that shoelace. You want your heel to be above the hip. So you don't want to be way out here. You want to be as high as you can get to stretch that hamstring while you do it. So you'll do 5 per side of those. Okay. Well, those are the actions. Now it's time to train. We're going to go back to 10 minutes and We're going to get as many rounds as we can with good form. Are you ready? I'm not either, but we're going anyway. Starting in 3, 2, and go. So we're working, doing that kettlebell swing, but back, chest up, firing it through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From there, going into the lateral lunge. Touch, stand up, touch, good. 2, 2. We're going to do 5 per side. 3. Don't take too long of a stride. You want to stretch, but you don't want to have to fall to get back. 4, 4, 5, and 5. Very good. Back to the swimmer. We're on the ground. 1, 2. Try not to touch the ground. Eyes about 12 inches in front of you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grasshoppers. Keeping that leg locked. Kicking it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, feeling that. Alt leg V up. Leg locked. Getting that. Stretch on 2. 2 per side. We're going 5 per side, warriors. 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1 round down. Back to the top. Kettlebell swings, lateral lunges. Keep going. I think I'm gonna grab some water. I think about that for a second. I was like, I could do it, I can't do it. Well, the good news is the conditioning works. I feel my heart rate up in the sky. So make sure you're giving yourself that time to do the training correctly and to get better at the technique. They say don't sweat the technique, but you actually do. You actually do want to sweat it. All right, here I am. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woo. Okay. Good stuff. Stepping out, stretching. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back, and 5. Woohoo! Swimmers. On the ground. Shoelaces into the floor. Eyes 12 inches in front of you. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grasshoppers. Straight leg variation. Here I am. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Leg straight, Josh. 5. Back to the alt leg V up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ha! All right, 2 rounds in. 5 minutes left of the second round. So, when you're feeling gassed and you feel like you don't have any more oxygen, victory position, superhero pose, right? And then you practice your finish. You say, I got this in fin. It's ha-lusa! Ha-lusa! Oh yeah. So you practice that sisu, that intestinal fortitude that all Finns have, all warriors have. All right, back at the top. Coach Josh's third round. If you're Heather, you might be on round 7 or 8 right now. That's no problem. You just do what you can do. 4 minutes remaining. Let's make it a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. That was my best set of swings so far. It just takes me about 35 minutes to get warmed up. That's all I need. That's 1. That's 2. 3. Touching that heel, getting that stretch in. 4. 5. So, lateral lunges. Back to the swimmer. Helping that posture. Building up that upper back. Being strong. Practicing your breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grasshopper. Hands apart, about shoulder width, press through the pinkies, kicking out that leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy tight butt. Alt leg V up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that leg locked. 5. All right. Warriors, you've got just under 2 minutes remaining to get through or get from this conditioning everything that you can. You need to give it all the effort that you can. Finish strong, breathing hard. I'm breathing hard. I'm red in the face. That's okay. I'm just going to get right back after it. Back to the swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ha. Lateral lunges. Getting our mobility on while we train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Swimmers. 44 seconds remaining. Be strong. Ha-lusa. 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 Last set. Best set. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grasshoppers. Make it look good, Josh. 10 seconds remaining. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ha, 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 ha. Whoo, whoo. Oh man. That's pretty great. That's pretty great. Just a drop of conditioning there. I don't know if you noticed it. We're gonna do our homework now. Coach Boots is gonna be my demonstrator so I could talk and not train. So we're concentrated on core exercises and body weight training. My lovely assistant Bootsy now is gonna knock out 20 squats. So she's got a traditional stance, heels about shoulder width apart, toes out to 20 degrees, give or take, and she's going to ratchet out some beautiful body weight squats. And she's breathing into her belly, exhaling forcefully every rep, driving those glutes forward, making it look perfect. Every rep, she's training strength, she's training the squat pattern, she's building muscle, she's obviously getting her heart rate up. She's getting all these benefits from one simple exercise. So we're going to be doing 20 squats.
19, 20.
All right, and then we're going to do knee grabs, right? That's the ab. So we're going to do 10 knee grabs. And then again, hands on the chest, throwing the arms forward. That's one. She's touching her shoulder blades to the ground, but not her head. She's training her whole body. She's pulling her feet towards her butt. Her hamstrings are activated, stabilizing that pelvis from the posterior side so that her abs can work harder. Because of that stability, she's able to move faster. And that makes this knee grab a very impressive drill that you can get some real speed and power from. From the 10 knee grabs, you're going to do 20 swimmers. So this is probably Bootsy's favorite exercise right now. She really enjoys this. She's stretching out, shoelaces into the ground, fingertips apart, pulling the water, pulling her shoulder blades down away from her ears. Everything is getting pulled towards her hips. Hands are coming into the rib cage, fingers are splayed wide. So all of these things are working together to teach her spine how to be long while the muscles in the back are being strengthened. So we're really working on posture and her ability to use her shoulders and her upper back to stabilize her neck and her spine. She just knocked out 20, fast as can be. That's your homework. 20 squats, 10 knee grabs, and 20 swimmers. It's almost too easy, right, warriors? It's almost too easy. So to bring it all the way back to where we started with an everyday hero and a recreational diver from Japan. And he used the assets that he had on hand to help people in that moment. And that's my message for today for myself and for everybody else watching is use what you have on hand. It may not be significant to you, but what you have to give is certainly significant to the people around you. So take advantage and be an everyday hero. It's Coach Josh, training for Warriors Portland, helping you bring forth the warrior within.